This is Sequoia Johnson Eccles, a devoted mother of two and a compassionate nurse who thought she had everything to live for. But on October 26, 2024, her husband watched a 13-second video of her dancing with another man, and it sent him into a murderous rage. Just 13 seconds dance, a playful two-step at a local lounge, a smile, a laugh. That's all it was, but to her jealous husband, it was a betrayal worth killing for. Hours later, at 10 a.m. on a quiet Saturday morning, Hattiesburg police responded to what looked like a car accident on Park Place Avenue. A silver sedan had crashed through a fence and slammed into a brick building. Behind the wheel sat Sequoia, unresponsive, with a gunshot wound to her abdomen. She had been shot by her own husband after he saw her dancing, and in her final moments, bleeding out, she'd tried desperately to drive herself to the hospital. She didn't make it. How does a dance, something so innocent, so human, become a death sentence? Before we answer that, let me take you back to the beginning. This is the tragic life and death of Sequoia Johnson Eccles. Sequoia Johnson, known to everyone as Zoya, grew up in Foxworth, Mississippi, a small town where everyone knows everyone, where community ties run deep. She was the kind of person who made you feel seen. Whether she was volunteering at blood drives after graduating from West Marion High School in 2006, or staying late to help clean up after school events, Sequoia always put others first. Her smile was infectious, her personality was warm, and she loved to dance, not professionally, just the way anyone does when they were happy, when a good song comes on, when life feels worth celebrating. Dancing was Sequoia's expression of joy, and she never hesitated to move to the music at family gatherings, church events, or nights out with friends. It was innocent. It was life-affirming. It was who she was. By her early 30s, Sequoia had become a licensed practical nurse, working exhausting double shifts at local hospitals to provide for her two young children. Being a nurse isn't easy, long hours, emotional strain, physical exhaustion, but Sequoia embraced it because she had a calling to care for others. More than that, she had mouths to feed and dreams to fund. Despite working herself to the bone, she never missed her children's school functions, their recitals, their dance classes. She was there for every moment, cheering them on, making sure they knew they were loved. She funded their dance lessons, bought their school supplies, saved for family vacations, all while sacrificing her own needs. Her teenage daughter once shared a birthday post showing just how deep their bond was. Sequoia wasn't just a provider, she was a protector, a nurturer, a constant source of love. Her children were her entire world. But there was one person in her life who should have protected her too, her husband, Kenrod Cartez Eccles. Instead, he would become her killer. Kenrod Cartez Eccles was 14 years older than Sequoia when they met. At 50 to her 36, he seemed like a stable, mature partner, someone who could provide security and love. They married after a whirlwind courtship, and for a while everything looked perfect from the outside. Their social media told the story everyone wanted to believe. Matching outfits on vacation, romantic beach photos, cruise selfies, a proposal that looked like something from a movie. In some of those pictures, you could even see them dancing together. Sequoia's radiant smile captured in Kenrod's arms. To outsiders, they were relationship goals. But behind those carefully curated images, a darker reality was taking shape. Kenrod's charm began to curdle into control. His love began to feel more like ownership. The man who once danced with Sequoia at their wedding now questioned every move she made. Who was she talking to? Where was she going? Why was she smiling at that person? And worst of all, who was she dancing with? What started as subtle jealousy grew into suffocating surveillance. He monitored her phone. He controlled her social interactions. He isolated her from friends and family, creating a cage that looked like a marriage. The dancing that once brought Sequoia joy became a source of conflict. Any moment of happiness she expressed around others was viewed as a threat. This is the insidious nature of domestic abuse. It doesn't announce itself with violence on day one. It starts with compliments that become criticisms, with love that becomes possession, with protection that becomes prison. And by the time the victim realizes what's happening, they're already trapped. Kenrod's jealousy had been simmering for a long time. And on the night of October 25, 2024, when he saw a 13-second video of Sequoia dancing with an old friend at a lounge, that jealousy finally boiled over. It happened at a lounge off US Highway 98, just a regular Saturday night out. Sequoia ran into an old classmate, someone she'd known for years. The music was playing, the atmosphere was light, and when he asked her to dance, she said yes. Why wouldn't she? It was innocent, a two-step, a laugh, a moment of human connection. The kind of thing that happens at bars and lounges across America every single night without incident. Someone captured it on video. 13 seconds of Sequoia smiling, moving to the music, enjoying herself. There was nothing sexual about it, no grinding, no inappropriate touching, just two people dancing like friends do. The video was posted to Facebook Live, a casual share meant for laughs and memories, but Kenrod saw it. And when he did, something inside him snapped. He didn't see an innocent dance. He saw betrayal. He saw his wife, his property, in his mind, enjoying herself with another man. He replayed those 13 seconds over and over, each viewing twisting the reality further. In his jealous mind, that playful two-step became evidence of infidelity. That smile became disrespect. That laugh became mockery. By the time Sequoia came home, Kenrod had worked himself into a rage. He confronted her immediately, demanding to see her phone, demanding explanations, demanding she account for every second of that dance. When Sequoia refused to be interrogated like a criminal, the argument escalated. Voices rose. Accusations flew. And then, in a moment fueled by jealousy over something as simple and innocent as a dance, Kenrod Eccles made a choice that would end his wife's life. He pulled out a gun, and he shot her. The bullet tore into Sequoia's abdomen, ripping through vital organs and severing a major artery before exiting through her lower back. The pain would have been excruciating, the shock immediate. Most people would have collapsed right there. But Sequoia wasn't most people. She was a nurse. She understood exactly what was happening to her body. The blood loss, the organ damage, the ticking clock. And more than that, she was a mother. She had 2 children who needed her. She couldn't die. Not like this. Not over a dance. Barefoot and bleeding, Sequoia staggered outside to her car. Her hands were shaking as she grabbed her keys. Her vision was already starting to blur, but she had one singular focus: get to the hospital. Merit Health was only 6 blocks away. If she could just make it there, if she could just get to the emergency room, maybe they could save her. She climbed into the driver's seat, started the engine, and pressed the accelerator to the floor. But her body was failing. The massive blood loss was making it impossible to think clearly, to see straight, to control the vehicle. The car drifted left, mounted the curb, and veered across the road. Sequoia tried to correct it. You can imagine her fighting to stay conscious, fighting to maintain control. But it was too late. The sedan crashed through an iron fence and slammed into a brick outbuilding. The airbags deployed with explosive force. The impact was violent. But none of it mattered because Sequoia was already slipping away, her life draining out of her with every heartbeat. The woman who had danced with such joy just hours before was now dying alone in a crumpled car, her final act an attempt to save herself. She never made it to the hospital. She never got the chance to say goodbye to her children. When first responders arrived at 10 a.m., they found Sequoia unresponsive in the driver's seat. Despite their efforts, she was pronounced dead at the scene. 13 seconds of dancing had cost her everything. At first, Hattiesburg police thought they were responding to a simple traffic accident. A car had crashed into a building on Park Place Avenue, probably a medical emergency or distracted driving. But when paramedics examined Sequoia's body, they discovered the gunshot wound to her abdomen. This wasn't an accident. This was murder. The scene was immediately cordoned off. Detectives began processing evidence while Sequoia's body was transported to the Mississippi State Crime Lab in Biloxi for autopsy. Investigators started piecing together what had happened, the trajectory of the bullet, the timeline of events, the desperate drive to the hospital that ended in tragedy. They didn't have to investigate for long. While police were still at the crash scene, Kenrod Eccles called them. His voice was calm, almost eerily detached, as he admitted to shooting his wife. There was no panic, no remorse in his tone, just a cold confession. He agreed to meet with officers and turn himself in. When police arrested him in Columbia, Mississippi, Kenrod didn't resist. He didn't run. He simply surrendered, as if the weight of what he'd done had finally registered. Or perhaps he just didn't care anymore. Kenrod Cortez Eccles, age 50, was booked into Forest County Jail and charged with first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and malicious mischief. The murder charge alone could mean life in prison. The tampering charge suggested he'd tried to stage the scene or cover his tracks somehow, though the gunshot wound made the truth impossible to hide. In his booking photo, Kenrod stared at the ground, his eyes downcast. Was it shame, regret, or just the realization that his jealousy had destroyed everything? He had killed his wife over a dance, a 13-second video, a moment of joy that he couldn't tolerate. On Monday, October 28, 2024, Kenrod appeared in Hattiesburg Municipal Court for his arraignment. The judge, understanding the severity of the crime, set bond at $800,000, a clear message that this case was being taken with the utmost seriousness. Kenrod's attorney entered a plea of not guilty, despite the overwhelming evidence. There was Kenrod's own confession. There was forensic evidence from the crash scene. There was the video that started it all, 13 seconds of innocent dancing that Kenrod had twisted into justification for murder. The legal questions ahead are complex. Was this premeditated? Did Kenrod plan to kill Zakoya when he saw that video, or did he act in a moment of uncontrolled rage? Does it even matter? Either way, a woman is dead. 2 children have lost their mother, all because a man couldn't handle seeing his wife dance. As the case proceeds through the courts, one thing is certain: Kenrod Eccles will be held accountable for what he did, and Zakoya's family will be watching, waiting for justice. The news of Zakoya's death devastated Hattiesburg and Foxworth. These are small communities where everyone knows everyone, where tragedies ripple outward and touch every family. Zakoya was beloved, as a nurse who cared deeply for her patients, as a mother who sacrificed everything for her children, as a friend whose smile could brighten anyone's day. People remembered her warmth, her generosity, her kindness. They remembered how she loved to dance, how she brought joy to every gathering. A homegoing service was held in Columbia, drawing dozens of mourners who shared memories of Zakoya's impact on their lives. Her teenage daughter spoke through tears about the bond they shared, about the mother who never missed a single important moment, who worked herself to exhaustion to provide for them, who loved them more than anything. Candlelight vigils were held across the region. Churches opened their doors for prayer services and community support. People rallied around Zakoya's children, determined to provide the love and care their mother had always given them. But no amount of community support can replace a mother. Those children will grow up with a void that can never be filled. They'll never see their mother dance again. They'll never hear her laugh. They'll carry the trauma of losing her in such a violent, senseless way for the rest of their lives. And all because their father couldn't handle 13 seconds of joy. Zakoya's death is a devastating reminder of how dangerous jealousy and control can be in relationships. This case has become a rallying point for domestic violence awareness advocates who stress the importance of recognizing warning signs before it's too late. Think about the progression here. Kenrod didn't wake up one day and decide to murder his wife. This was the culmination of years of increasingly controlling behavior, monitoring her movements, questioning her interactions, isolating her from others, getting angry over innocent moments of joy like dancing with friends. These are red flags. When a partner tries to control who you see, what you wear, where you go, how you express yourself, that's not love. That's abuse. When they get irrationally jealous over normal social interactions, when they accuse you of infidelity without cause, when they make you afraid to simply live your life, you're in danger. Experts warn that jealousy and possessiveness, so often romanticized in our culture as signs of deep love, are actually warning signs of potential violence. The partner who says, "I just love you so much I can't stand seeing you with anyone else," is the same partner who might one day say, "If I can't have you, nobody can." Zakoya's case proves how quickly things can escalate. One moment she was dancing, living her life, expressing joy. The next, she was fighting for survival in a crashed car, bleeding out from a gunshot wound inflicted by the man who promised to love and protect her. Her children will carry this trauma forever. Research shows that children who lose a parent to domestic violence face long-term psychological effects: depression, anxiety, PTSD, relationship difficulties. They'll need extensive support and therapy to process what happened. And the bitter irony is that Sequoia did nothing wrong. She danced, she smiled, she lived, and she was killed for it. 13 seconds. That's all it took to trigger a murderous rage that ended Sequoia Johnson Eccles' life. 13 seconds of dancing that should have been meaningless. A fleeting moment of joy captured on video and forgotten. But in the hands of a jealous, controlling man, those 13 seconds became a death sentence. The question we must ask ourselves is, how do we prevent this from happening again? How do we create a world where people can dance freely, laugh openly, live fully without fear of violence from the people who claim to love them? It starts with recognizing the warning signs. If you're in a relationship where you're afraid to be yourself, where innocent actions are treated as betrayals, where you're walking on eggshells constantly, that's abuse. Get help. Reach out to domestic violence organizations. Make a safety plan. Leave before it escalates to violence. And if you know someone in that situation, don't look away. Don't tell yourself it's none of your business. Don't assume they'll be fine. Sequoia's friends and family probably had no idea how bad things had gotten. By the time they knew, it was too late. Sequoia Johnson Eccles deserved so much better. She deserved to watch her children grow up. She deserved to dance at their weddings. She deserved to live a long, happy life surrounded by people who loved her without conditions, without control, without violence. Instead, she died at 36, killed by a man who couldn't handle seeing her smile at someone else, who couldn't tolerate 13 seconds of joy. Let's honor her memory by refusing to accept this as normal, by calling out controlling behavior when we see it, by supporting survivors of domestic violence, by creating a world where dancing never costs someone their life. Rest in peace, Sequoia. What are your thoughts on this tragic case? Share in the comments below, and subscribe for more stories that matter.